You're not able to stop fearing something because you only think about how bad it's gonna be. See, you don't have to face your fears. You just have to understand them. So hey, I'm Rutvik, and I've been on this self-improvement journey for almost 2 years. And I'll tell you a story, okay? So, you must have had an assignment where you kind of submitted it late, right? So I was trying to hurry up and finish it before the deadline. But then I realized that it's actually basically impossible to finish it because I delayed it for too long, and then I started being afraid of what the teacher's gonna do. So yeah, my mind was making up shit like, bro, he's gonna scold me in front of the entire class, and I'm gonna be the only one standing, and the rest all people must have finished the assignment. My mind was making it so much worse, okay? But then that submission date came. And guess what I told? Guys, you can take another 2 days if you want to finish this assignment and then submit it to me. The lesson of the story here is your mind makes it much worse than it actually is. Your mind is always preparing you for the worst. And sometimes that's needed. Sometimes that's good, right? You need to think about the unthinkable sometimes. You need to prepare for the worst. You need to think about what's going to happen. You got to think about the consequences sometimes. It is required, but not all times, right? Because when that happens all the time, you basically become a ball of anxiety, okay? You're always preparing for the worst for every situation. Even when it's not required, bro. Like, suppose you're going down to the basketball. Your mind is preparing you to face a ankle sprain or an ankle twist. See, if you have fear, it's actually a good sign. Right now, you're thinking that fear is bad. I shouldn't have fear, man. I could have acted this way or that way if I didn't have the fear. But hold up. See, if you have fear, that means that you're living a good life. Because you're able to feel that fear. Not many people feel that. They just live like a cocoon the entire time and they just don't live a very zestful or more enjoyable life. Fear is only paralyzing when it is vague. Okay? Think about all those times where you're just fearing something, but then you don't know what you're actually fearing. So basically, suppose going back to my story, I was fearing the teacher's punishment. I was fearing like literally every single thing about submitting late. But it didn't turn out to be true. Because when you actually make specific, the max that he will do is make you stand up alone and say, why didn't you finish it? And ask you a simple question. That's the max, bro. And when you look at it that way, the fear just reduces because if you're fearful about some vague shit, you're basically fearful about this much random shit. And when you make it specific, it really stops being annoying. Everyone has fears. So having fear is okay. But being afraid or staying afraid is not okay. Those both are two different things, okay? See, fear is like everyone has it, bro. Obviously, you will face some sort of fear when you're doing shit for the first time. Everyone has this fear, but being afraid is a totally different thing. It's to choose and continue to feel that fear, even though you've done it for the 10th time, maybe now. Like, you just keep on having that fear. That's being afraid, and that's not okay because if you're afraid, you're basically being restricted by your fear. You're basically being paralyzed by your fear, bro. You can't even do what you actually want to do. If you're watching this video right now, you're the exception, bro. I don't think many people watch these types of videos. Okay? So if you're watching this right now, bro, you're literally the exception. So it comes down to you whether you want to choose the courageous path or the weak path and be like everyone else, bro. My actionable step for you is whatever you're fearing right now, okay, maybe you're fearing the scolding of your parents, or maybe you're fearing the scolding of your teacher for submitting an assignment like me, or whatever you're feeling right now, break it down logically and rationally. See it for what it actually is, not what you think it is. Big difference between those both. And then once you break it down and find the root cause of what you're actually fearing, then ask yourself this question like, is this worth fearing? Like, is this really scary? Is this worth fearing? And 9 out of 10 times, the answer is going to be no. Because what you're actually fearing is much, much less scary than what you think you're fearing. If you want more mental clarity, discipline, and happiness, you'll like my videos. So subscribe. And if you want more value, I'm opening up a small Discord, links in the description. And always remember, choose what you won't regret.